Scotland, a land of ancient mysteries and dreamy landscapes, hides a place that seems to belong to another world, Loch Ness. Nestled between majestic mountains and shrouded in perpetual fog, the lake exudes an atmosphere of unease. Here, the whipping wind carries distant echoes, tales of a dark past that still torment the imagination of those who venture into these lands. It is in these deep and dark waters that the myth of the Loch Ness Monster has found a home, transforming itself into one of the most fascinating and controversial legends in history. Ancient Tales of Terror. The legend of Nessie, as the Loch Ness Monster is known, did not arise by chance. It dates back to such ancient times that it is intertwined with the very roots of Scottish culture. The first written accounts date back to the 6th century, when Saint Columba, an Irish monk, is said to have saved a man from the jaws of a monstrous creature in the waters of the River Ness, which connects to the lake. This tale, passed down through the centuries, represents the first documented trace of a fearsome entity in the vicinity of Loch Ness. But it wasn't just monks who spoke of strange presences. Scottish oral tradition is full of stories of kelpies, evil water spirits who took the form of horses or monsters to drag their victims into the depths. Kelpies were believed to inhabit lakes and rivers, and it's not hard to imagine how these legends contributed to the mystery of Loch Ness. A lake of unknown depths. Loch Ness is no ordinary lake. With a maximum depth of over 230 meters, its waters are so dark and turbid that even the sun's rays struggle to penetrate them. This is due to the presence of a high concentration of peat in the surrounding waters, which makes it almost impossible to see beyond a few meters. This natural darkness has fueled the mystery, turning the lake into a perfect hiding place for any unidentified creature. The lake is said to contain more fresh water than all the lakes in England and Wales combined, an impressive amount that gives an idea of its colossal size. This vastness has led many to believe that Loch Ness may be home to an isolated ecosystem, perhaps even species unknown to science. The modern era and the explosion of legend. Although stories of monsters have always been around, it wasn't until the 1920s that Loch Ness really caught the world's attention. It all started in 1930, when a couple reported seeing a creature crossing the road near the lake. This event sparked a monster hunt, with newspapers publishing sensational stories and curious onlookers flocking to the shores in the hope of catching a glimpse of something extraordinary. But it was in 1934 that the turning point occurred. The famous photograph taken by Robert Wilson, a London surgeon, showed a long-necked creature emerging from the waters of the lake. The image went around the world, turning the Loch Ness Monster into an international celebrity. Even though decades later it was discovered that it was a hoax, the impact of that photograph was so profound that it cemented the legend in the collective imagination forever. The Big Expeditions. In the 1950s and 1960s, Loch Ness became the center of a veritable race to discover. Numerous expeditions were organized, some funded by universities and others by private enthusiasts. Sonar, underwater cameras, and even submarines were used to plumb the depths of the loch. Although definitive proof of the monster's existence was never found, many of these expeditions recorded anomalies. Unexplained sounds, giant shadows, and even underwater movements that seemed to defy any rational explanation. In 1978, the Boston Academy of Applied Sciences expedition used advanced sonar and an underwater camera. During this mission, some photographs were taken that appeared to show a large fin. These images were widely debated, but again, no concrete evidence emerged. The scientific mystery, DNA analysis. Recently, in 2019, science attempted to tackle the mystery with a new approach. A team of researchers led by geneticist Neil Gemmell analyzed water samples taken from different parts of the lake. Using environmental DNA sequencing techniques, they were able to identify all the species present in Loch Ness. The main discovery was the presence of a huge amount of eel DNA. This revelation led many to speculate that the legends of the monster could be explained by large eels that, under certain conditions, could appear to be monstrous creatures. But this theory raises other questions. How to explain the numerous sightings of creatures with long necks? And the gigantic shadows observed moving beneath the surface? Even with the advances of science, Loch Ness continues to resist any definitive explanation. Alternative theories, portals and prehistoric creatures. In addition to the giant eel theory, there are other theories that attempt to explain the mystery of Loch Ness. Some believe that the lake may be a portal to another dimension, a place where time and space bend, allowing creatures from other worlds to enter ours. Although this idea seems like something out of a science fiction novel, it has found support among those who believe that the lake's unexplainable phenomena cannot be attributed to natural causes. Another intriguing theory suggests that the Loch Ness Monster may be a plesiosaur, a prehistoric marine reptile thought to have gone extinct millions of years ago. But how could such a creature have survived in an isolated lake for so long? And how could it have maintained a sufficient population to reproduce? These questions make the plesiosaur theory both intriguing and unlikely. The eternal charm of Loch Ness. Despite decades of studies, expeditions, and theories, the mystery of Loch Ness remains unsolved. And it is precisely this uncertainty that continues to attract millions of people from all over the world. Loch Ness is not just a lake, but a symbol of our eternal curiosity for the unknown, a reminder of how little we know about the world around us. And you, what do you think? Are you convinced that the Loch Ness Monster is just a myth born from human imagination, or do you believe that something extraordinary really hides in those dark waters? Do you think that science will ever be able to give a definitive answer, or that the mystery will remain forever shrouded in shadow? Write it in the comments and share your opinion with us. Thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, leave a like, subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to activate the bell to stay updated on our content dedicated to mysteries and legends. Before I say goodbye, I want to leave you with a thought. If the Loch Ness Monster were real, what would it mean for us? Would it be proof that our world still hides unfathomable secrets, or perhaps it would represent our eternal fear of the unknown? Leave your thoughts in the comments. Your point of view could reveal a new side to this fascinating mystery. And remember, every legend always has a grain of truth.